It started with a simple question: what about drone racing? Well, you never know where a question will lead you, and that question led me to the Seminole RC Club. They've been around since the 1960s, and if you like flying anything by radio control, this is the club for you.
We have just a little bit less than 100 members. We are a radio control club that's primarily interested in aeronautical radio control. We have people interested in certain types of scale model aircraft, fixed wing aircraft, the so-called drones, the standard helicopters, and we don't see a differentiation in that. We don't differentiate that. One of the neat things about our hobby is there are a lot of things that can be done that meet really vastly different interest levels.
This is Troy Emmett. He's been flying RC planes for about 25 years.
And if you look at the inside of the plane, that's the fuel tank. That's the fuel tank, and that's actually the brain of the airplane. That's the receiver. That's where all the power goes in. That's what tells the power where to go, what to do, when to do it.
Okay.
It's pretty much the brain. The batteries up front is pretty much the bloodline. It's got to have the batteries to fly. So
the battery is more for the power that,
yeah.
But the engine is getting just a internal combustion engine for the fuel, right?
Yeah. It's a two-stroke, twin cylinder.
Yeah. Troy likes the fixed wing aircraft. And the plane he's showing us here is a 35% scale model of an actual stunt plane. Now, one thing I saw early on, all these guys like to do maneuvers or tricks. None of this straight and level stuff.
We have members of our club that'll have a drone or two and a helicopter or two and a fixed wing or two. There's no right or wrong to it. It's what you like, and there's a lot of different interests that you can pursue, and you're just an integrated member of the club. Many years ago, basically the only thing that was available for powering an aircraft was what we call a nitro motor, which is a motor that runs on nitromethane, an alcohol-based fuel. Now, more recently, the electric aircraft have really become very, very popular.
Tristan Seeley started with the club as a teenager. 13 years later, he flies just about everything, but his favorite aircraft are the helicopters. Now this is not gas, it's electric.
This is electric, correct. This is considered an 800 size helicopter as far as the classification. It's 60 volts, it's two 7-cell packs that are in there together in series, so it'll be 14 cells. It has 5,000 milliamps worth of power.
Is that what one of those
Correct,
cells
yeah.
look like?
Basically, it would take 2 of these battery packs in order to fly it.
Okay.
You have a 160 amp speed controller inside. That's what regulates the power from the batteries to the motor based on where I put my throttle position. Then you have what's considered a 3-phase actual motor that sits inside. It puts out close to 10,000 watts of power, so it's probably about a 7 to 8 horsepower motor. So the heli world is a very small, tight-knit community, just probably due to the fact of the skill set that it takes to fly. A little bit more expensive, it's maybe not as well known, or like I said, the challenging aspect there. When I started out with planes, and I still have a passion to this day, flying radio controlled, aircraft models from, I hold a turbine waiver for fixed wing and rotary aircraft, but some guys say it's hard for them to transition from plane to helicopter back and forth. My primary passion will always be, a rotary wing helicopter and that. I love quads and airplanes. So, I'm well diverse in the hobby. I think that's, anything radio control is wonderful for somebody to, to get into.
I wouldn't want to get hit by that thing.
No, it would not be a good thing.
Now you might remember, this story started with the question, what about drone racing? Well, I didn't find any local organized drone racing groups, but I did find a racing drone and a member of the Seminole RC Club who flies them. Travis Benjamin has been a radio control hobbyist since childhood, and he is developing an interest in the idea of drone racing.
Racing, which I'm kind of a speed freak. I like to go fast and do things that you're not supposed to do, you know,
Okay.
like fly upside down and backwards and that kind of stuff. I started flying RC when I was probably 10 years old, and off and on throughout the years, and as I've become a little bit older and more successful, I can afford the toys that I wanted as a kid, you know. This is what you call a 220 millimeter racing drone, and it's just basically a piece of carbon fiber with motors, and then you have some electronics on the inside here that you have to pick out which ones you think are best, and there's programming, and there's also firmware updates and, you know, computer program updates. It's called a GUI, graphical user interface, and you have to learn how to use that. But this one was built for racing, to go fast and to do flips and make people go ooh ah.
So the idea behind that is that it should be kind of durable and very maneuverable, and
Yes, this one is actually really durable. I don't know if you can see, it's had some pretty bad spills, and that's 80 mile an hour into concrete.
okay.
So
That is, that it looks like plastic, but
That's-
carbon fiber stuff is really
yeah,
hard.
as strong as steel, almost as strong as steel.
Flying's definitely a lot more affordable than it was when you and I were kids, even in actual dollars, even in unadjusted dollars for inflation. The actual dollar cost has come way down. You can go into the local hobby shop and come out with a rig, a nice rig for flying, depending on what you like to fly. I mean, actually, I've seen multi-rotors for $40 or $50. All you need, everything you need right there to fly. It's like any other hobby. The sky is also the limit. If the more sophisticated that you get, the more power that you get, the bigger aircraft you get, the cost can definitely escalate. But for the average person, yeah, you can get flying for $100, and then you can take your hobby as far as you want to go.
At the Seminole Radio Control Club flying field in Tallahassee. For WFSU, I'm Mike Plummer.
Raise the nose a little bit that way. Turn right to straighten.